Hey, what's up, guys? I'm Brad Christopher, back for another episode of All Things Real Estate. Today's topic: should I sell my current home before I purchase another? Okay, so let's say a person has a home that they're currently living in and that they own, and at some point they're either wanting to or needing to move somewhere else and they'd like to purchase that home. Maybe they are looking to downsize, or maybe they need more space, or maybe they need to change school districts, or perhaps they're even moving to a new city. Naturally, this is a topic that comes up very often in real estate, and there are several different ways to approach this situation. If you're selling your home and you need to buy another home at the same time, you're going to need to plan very carefully, because in a market like we're in today, where there's very, very low inventory, it's imperative that you have all your ducks in a row. Now, I always advise my clients that if they are financially in the position to do so, to separate both the sale and the purchase transactions. This is going to help you avoid all sorts of pitfalls and problems and quite frankly, just headaches. So if we're trying to avoid concurrent transactions, which is two transactions at the same time, should I sell my current home before purchasing another? And in my experience, taking a look at your financial situation is really probably going to have a lot to do with your answer to that question. If you don't need the money from the equity that you've built up in your current home in order to purchase another one, or especially if you're paying cash, don't sell your current home first. Sellers who aren't under pressure to sell often obtain higher sales prices because buyers realize that they're not desperate. Nothing quite yells, discount your offer, like a listing that says, seller motivated, bought another. Now, if you do need the money from the sale of your current home in order to purchase another, then yeah, you're gonna have to sell that home first to buy another. If you can sell your current home and then find a short-term rental in the meantime, if you're in position to do so, that's going to help relieve all sorts of pressure from you while you look for your new home. In my opinion, this is still a much better option than buying and selling at the same time and having one transaction be contingent on another. Regardless of your situation, you may need some type of loan in order to purchase a new home. If this is the case, you really need to speak to a lender first so they can walk you through what different options there are, such as a bridge loan or renting out the home. You may even be able to qualify for a loan on the new home without using the equity of the previous home. Getting clarity from your lender is a top priority in this process. Ideally, the idea is to avoid concurrent transactions, as I said before, two transactions at the same time. I always advise my clients, if possible, try to avoid it. It's just not worth the risk, and here's why. As the seller of your current home, you could find yourself in a desperate situation and feel a lot of pressure to accept a really bad offer because you really, really need the money, otherwise you can't purchase the new home. On the buyer side, this can create problems as well. In this competitive marketplace we're in, we're often seeing multiple offers. Your offer is not going to look nearly as desirable if the purchase of your new home is contingent upon the sale of your old home. And by making the sale of your current home contingent on closing concurrently with the purchase of your new home, you've basically said to the buyer that if I can't find a home that I want to buy during this process, I'm under no obligation to sell to you. As a buyer, that's not something that I want to see. If you do get in a situation where you're buying and selling at the same time, if you aren't careful and there isn't a ton of communication through both escrows, both transactions, your hands could really get tied up. One escrow transaction could possibly include over 20 individuals. We're talking real estate professionals, buyer, seller, escrow officer, escrow technician, loan officer, title officer, contractor, home inspector, insurance agent, home warranty. The list goes on and on. Oftentimes, if one transaction goes sideways, chances are the other one's going to be not so far behind it. There's just a whole lot of moving parts. It's not going to take much to derail it. When it comes to buying and selling at the same time, and you're financially in a position to do so, I suggest to separate both the sale and the purchase transactions from one another. If that is a possibility, should I sell the home that I'm currently living in first before I purchase a new home? If you don't need the money from your current home in order to purchase another home, don't do it. This is going to relieve a whole lot of pressure off you, and that's our goal here. And that's all I got for you guys today. I appreciate you tuning in and listening. Don't forget to write questions, comments down below. I look forward to hearing from you. And until next time.